Everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about our first Java program. So, in this program, we'll be using some static, non-static variables, local variable, and static or non-static methods. Okay, so I'll go through the program. So this is the program which I have created. So if you see here, uh, I have defined a class main, and inside the class main there is a main method. Okay, and also we have a static variable defined at the class level and a non-static variable. So these two are class level variables. Okay, so if a variable is preceded by a static keyword, then it will be a static variable, and if we don't have any such static keyword with the variable, then obviously it will fall under the non-static variable category. Okay, so these two are the static or non-static variable. Okay, and next one is I have defined a method, simple method, void add, which is a non-static method. So we don't have any prefix with the method, we don't have a static keyword with the method, so this will be a non-static method. Okay, but if we define, while defining a method, if you have a static keyword, so that will be your static method. So if you see here, I have defined one more method, subtract, which has a static keyword, so it will be a static method. So if you see at the class level, we have static variable, non-static variable, static, non-static method, and static method, right? Okay, and obviously we have already discussed about the main method in our previous video. So the main method is a static method, and the argument which it takes is of type string array, and whatever the variable you define within the method, or you define at the argument level, right? So it will be local variable. So if you see here, right, within this main method you have so I'm creating an object of type main. Okay, so I'll tell you like why I have created this object, so that will cover it in the later discussion. So I'm just going through the entire program and just defining what it actually contains. So here, line number 17 is the creation of object of class main. So you're calling the main constructor with a new keyword, and this will create the object and will return the reference, sorry, and that reference will be stored in the reference variable of type main. Okay, so this will be a reference variable, but it is local to this method. So the scope of this object, this reference variable, will be inside the main method. So once the main method execution completes, then this object will be destroyed. Okay, so the next variable is integer variable int z. So I have initialized this variable to 30. So this is also a local variable. Okay, and what I'm doing here in the main method is I'm just printing the value of the sum, which you, when you will add the x and z variable. So x contains 40, z contains 30, so sum should be 70. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm just explaining like so if you see, right, various programs in Java, you will see a lot of static, non-static variable, constructor, and the static and non-static blocks. So you will see a lot of things, and there are chances like you will get confused, and some people may not be completely aware of like when to use and what it does. So we'll slowly get into that discussion. So this is the first step. Okay, so in this program I was just discussing about the static and non-static variable. uh, but the actual discussion of the static members, so list of static members and non-static members, will be covered in the later part of the videos, not in this video. Okay, so we'll move on. So in this method, the main method, I'm just printing the sum of the x and z, and then I'm calling the add method using the object. Okay, and also I'm calling the subtract method. So for now, I'm just commenting out these two lines, and I will explain what is this program is doing, like when we execute it, like so we'll have a meaningful discussion now. Okay, so first I will comment out these two lines. I just want to execute the main method, so this should print the sum of x and z, and we'll see what will happen when we compile and run the program. Okay, so saving this file, I'm running the program. Yeah, so what it is printing on the console, sum of x and z is 70. Okay, so what will happen when you compile a Java file? See, the Java file which you have is main.java. So what will happen whenever you compile a Java file? Okay, we'll discuss that now. See here. So whenever you compile a Java file, you give that file to the compiler, Java compiler, and that will produce the main.class file. So it will check the syntactical and semantic errors, and if there are no such errors, then it will create the main.class file. So .class file basically, and this will be the class name. Okay, and you are going to feed this .class file to the JVM to run your program. So this is what will happen whenever you compile and run your program. Okay, so in this case, so we got the main.class and we executed. So in the Eclipse, whenever you save the file, automatically it will create the .class file, but manually you have to run the program, okay, on demand. And yeah, so this is how the JVM will takes the main.class and it will run. So while running the class, it will check for the main method. Okay, main method is compulsory if you want to run a program. Okay, it's a standard program. So if you want to run this program, you should need the main method. So in our case, we have main method. So whatever defined under the main method will be executed. Yeah, so next, suppose if you don't have the main method in the class, and if you try to run that class, what will happen? We'll see. So I'm renaming the main method to something else. So this class doesn't have the main method. So if you run such class, what will happen? We'll see. So I'm running the program, and I can see some error has thrown. So it is saying the main method is not found in the class main, and please define a main method. Okay, so whenever you want to run some program, standard program, that you definitely need a main method, and the content within the main method only will get executed. Okay, yeah, so this is about the main method. So this is, in some interviews you may also face this question, like if you don't define the main method, what will happen, what error it will throw. Okay, so we have seen the error. So it will throw the runtime error saying that the main method is not defined in the class. Okay, yeah, so the next discussion will be so whenever you are using the static variable method inside another method, what will happen and how to call those methods or variables. Okay, so this statement is very important. Please focus. So whenever you want to call a static variable or static method, you need to call that method or variable using the class name or object of that class. So static variable or method can be called using the class name or the class object. Either of the way we can call the static variable or static method. Let's see that. So we already have a static method. Let's call this method using the object of the class. Okay, so I am running the program and I'll see whether program is getting executed or not. Okay, so the first one is this output, and this output we got it after executing the subtract method. So we are passing 5 comma 3 to subtract method, and this is actually taking different between these two numbers and it's printing that. Okay, so if you see here, this is the output. Okay, so what you're doing here is you're calling a static method using the object of the class. Okay, since this static method is defined within this class, you can call this static method using this the class name or the object of this class. So I am calling this method using the object of the class where it is defined. It is defined in the same class. That's the reason it's different in the same class. But sometimes what will happen, you the static method will be defined in some class, and you will be creating that class object in another class, and you will be calling using the class name or the object of the class. Okay, this is what this is how you will call the static method. Okay, you can also access the static variables using the object. Suppose I want to access the x variable. Okay, let's see whether it will throw an error. Just a second. Yeah, object x equal to, I'm just saying 90. Okay, so I'm accessing the x variable. I'm just modifying this variable, the static variables. I'm modifying it to 90. So I can access the static variable or static method using the object. Okay, but what is the best way to call this static variable static method? So you can also call this static variable method using the class name. So I'm just using the class name, not the object. I'm directly calling the static members variables or the method using the class name, and I see there is no error thrown, compiler error. Okay, because you can access the static members using the class name, and this is the best preferred way to call the static members. Okay, so whenever you are using the object and you're calling the static members, there is no harm, but it will throw a warning. The static method from the type main should be accessed in the static way. So this is not the static way. This is, you're calling the static members using the object. So this is not the preferred way, but yeah, you can still call this way members. Okay, so this is how you'll call the static members. Okay, let's see what will happen in the case of non-static variables. Okay, so I'm just commenting this line. So now I will call the non-static member add. Add is a non-static method. Okay, so basically a non-static member means under that category you will contain non-static method, non-static variable, or a constructor. So all these will come under the non-static category. So these are non-static members. Okay, so next what I'm trying here is I'm calling the non-static method using the object, and I'll see what will happen, whether it will execute or not. Okay, so the non-static method can, what it is doing, so it is just adding the two variable values and just printing on the console. Okay, that is sum of the m&m is so and so. Let's try to run the program and see whether it is getting executed or not. Yeah, so we'll do one thing. So this is already covered, so I'm just commenting for that line, and we'll focus only on the non-static members. Okay, so if you see here, sum of m and n is 8, so I'm passing 3 and 5, sum is 8, so it is calling the non-static method. And also you can access the non-static variable using the object. Let's see that. You can also access the non-static variables using the class object. It's class object. Let's say you want to update the value of y non-static variable to 90. Yeah, it's possible, you can access it. But what will happen when you are calling the non-static method with the class name? It is saying, it is throwing error. See, it's throwing compile error. Cannot make a static reference to the non-static method. Yeah, so the reason is, so the first, yeah, I'll tell you why we are getting the error when we are trying to call the non-static variable method with the class name. Okay, so for before we go into the reason like why it is happening, let's try to summarize what we have covered already. Okay, so we covered like what this program contains. So this is the first program. So we declared static non-static members, and which include the variables and methods, and then we created some one object. We created a local variable. We already discuss about the local variable. What is local variable? Okay, something within the method. If we define some variable, or within the block, if we define some variable that will be local to that block, and we call that variable as a local variable. Also the method arguments will be local to that method, so it is also a local variable. We should remember that. Okay, we should have that clarity. What is a static variable, non-static variable, static method, non-static method, what is a local variable? Okay, what is a reference variable? So whenever you're creating an object, that reference should be stored in some variable, but that variable should not be of primitive type, it should be of the class type. So this is the user defined class, so we are storing the reference of main into this object. So this is the reference variable. Okay, and what we have covered, how to access the static and non-static methods using the object or class. So in case of static members, we can access the static members using the class name and or using the object, and in case of non-static members, we can access the non-static method only using the object of the class. It cannot be accessed using the class name. It will throw a compilation error. This is also an important question in interview. They'll ask you, can we access the non-static members using the class or using the class name? The answer is no, we cannot. And what is the reason behind that? We'll cover that now. Okay, so before we cover that reason, let's try to understand. So whenever you load the class, we know after compiling the Java file, we'll get the .class file. The .class file will be feeding it to the JVM, and the JVM will run the Java the .class file, and it will produce the output. Okay, so it will do the needful thing, like what the programmer wants. Whatever he written in the code will get executed, right? Okay, so what will happen behind the scene whenever you are loading a .class file? First of all, whenever you are compiling a Java file, the Java file will be residing in your hard disk, and you are compiling the .java file, .class file will be created, and it is also residing in the hard disk. So main.java, you are passing it to the Java C compiler, and Java C compiler producing the main.class, and it will be storing it to hard disk. And after that, whenever you are calling the JVM by passing the main.class file or any .class file, what it will does? It will load the .class file from the hard disk to RAM. Okay, from hard disk to RAM, the .class file will be loaded. Okay, and then the next step, what will happen? Within the class, you already have defined the static or non-static members, right? So the order of execution, what will happen internally? So after the class is loaded, we'll check for the static block. Okay, the static members, non-static member, we are going to cover. Definitely, we're going to cover this in the latest section. But for now, let's try to understand whatever we can. Definitely, we're going to repeat this in the next video. But let's try to get into discussion first. Okay. So the static block will be get executed when the dot class file is loaded to the RAM, because that is the first thing we should check. Whether we have static block, execute that first, and the next thing should be check for static variables. If you have a static variable, initialize that initialize that static variable. Okay, and then the static block is executed, static variable got initialized. Next thing should be execute the non-static block. Okay, the next step will be executing the non-static block. After that, it will check for the constructor. If you have defined any user defined constructor, it will call that constructor for initializing the object. Okay, and later the next step, it will call whatever, like the way you have defined in the main class, or like you have defined, like you are calling the static method using the class name, or you are calling some non-static method using some object. Okay, so you can do that. Sorry, there is a mistake here in the slide. The static methods can be called using class name or object, and the non-static method can be called using only the objects, not the class name. There is a small mistake here, please ignore. Okay, so this is what it is. So this is how the program execution goes. So in this, what you're trying to do, you're trying to accessing the non-static method using the class name. So when the class is loaded, there is no object, right? So the object is not created, so that's the reason the non-static methods are not accessible. So the non-static methods are accessible, they are accessible only when the object is created, because there is no because when the class is loaded, so using the class name, you can only call the static members. Okay, that means the object is not created, only the class is loaded. And when the class is loaded, there is no object, and you cannot call the non-static methods. So non-static methods or variables are meant to can be called only using objects. Okay, so that's the reason you cannot call these members using the class name. So when the class is loaded, there is no existence of any non-static variables or method. That's the reason you cannot call those members using the class name. So this is the reason behind this. And yeah, so we'll cover like what all the static members and non-static members available, and we'll get to know the more clarity on them. And yeah, so as far as this program is concerned, is just to explain about the first program. And basically it also covered like how we can access the static and non-static variable to some extent. And the remaining topic will dig deep, and will understand about the these two things, the static and non-static members, in the later videos. Yeah, and yeah, this is all about this program. Thank you so much. We'll meet in the next video.